Hey everybody, this is Sandman. Punishing in this game is so confusing. Do you always go for the most optimal punish? Do you go into stance mix? Do you heat engage? Do you use your hop kick or your 15 frame? These questions can pop up at the worst times because the answer to this question is usually it depends. And we're going to look at all the scenarios that might cause this kind of confusion, clear it up so that when you end up in a similar situation, you can pick the best punish instead of just the quote unquote optimal punish. But let's set some ground rules. First off, no punish is definitely worse than any punish, and any punish is definitely worse than the best punish. What I mean by that is that when you let your opponent go for free without you getting some kind of reward, like anything, freaking 2-1, 1-2 jab, hell, dick jab, anything, that is definitely better than letting your opponent go for free. And I noticed this especially in a lot of moves that are very rewarding to the defender on block. Take Kazuya's Tsunami Kick, for example, down forward 4-4. That is a minus 15 on block move. If you let Kazuya or any other character let these very minus on block moves off for free, then why shouldn't they keep doing them? These moves are either very rewarding or they check a lot of options. If I was the Kazuya player and I would see that down forward 4-4 is just being let off for free or wild standing 2, I would just keep going for them. And hopefully, if one of them lands, I'll get big damage, take you to the wall, and end around there. And the same kind of thinking happens for mid high strings. Like, if an opponent saw that you weren't ducking down back to 1 with Shaheen, well, Shaheen's just gonna keep going for down back to 1. If it lands, he gets the heat engage, and if he's close to the wall, he'll wall splat. So definitely getting any sort of punish on a opponent is way better than letting them off the hook. And with the rule of any punish being worse than the best punish, well, that's just natural. You wouldn't want to punish a minus 14 on block move with your 10 frame, right? You'd be losing out on a lot of damage. Comparatively, you might even be able to heat engage. But that's where the area of punishing kind of gets a little gray. Let's say you blocked Kazuya's down forward 2, which is minus 12 on block. What do you do? The question of whether you should go into stance mix or do your forward 2-3 for max damage can be answered by if the Kazuya is having trouble with your stance mix in the first place. Is he giving you sneak 2 for free? Is he giving you this counter hit? Is the Kazuya player giving you stuff like this for free? Giving you a whole bunch of damage for very little interactions? Or should you go for max damage? So odds are, if you keep giving your opponent one kind of punish and only that one kind, and only one kind of okie follow-up, they'll start to recognize that you love doing a specific pattern all the time, and then they will adapt to that, which is something that you obviously, as the player that wants to win, you don't want that to happen. So the answer is to do both of these options. Change it up, keep your opponent guessing, and don't allow them to get comfortable with the one particular punishment option that you always go for. Now, what if you blocked a super punishable move, but you happen to be a little closer to the wall? Say somewhere like, not here, somewhere here? Take Kazuya's down back 1-2, which is minus 19 on block. Should I go for a hop kick here? Well, you would have to have a bit of tighter execution. I got 66 damage off of this particular situation. I mean, you could go for down forward 3, but really, you would be missing out on a lot of damage. I mean, 38 damage compared to the 66 one just a minute ago. But what if we did an entirely different punish here, like down back to 1? At this distance, it would wall splat and heat engage also. Look at the damage difference. 78 damage compared to 66 compared to 38. And that's not even the most optimal ender there. 80 damage. Pretty solid. And what if you were much closer to the wall and your opponent did something that was super punishable? Like launch punishable. Would you go for a launch or would you not? Here's what both of those outcomes would look like. 50 damage, and I'm trying really hard to maintain the Oki that comes after this wall combo to keep my offense going, of course. Now, if I had to pick the best way I would punish Hell Sweep from this distance, it would be something like this. I got 79 damage off of that scenario. Substantially higher amount of damage, albeit I did have a different Oki scenario after the wall combo, but the difference is that I had a lot more time when I managed to do the heat engager and got the wall splat. What I'm trying to say is that just because a move is launch punishable doesn't mean you should launch. Sometimes going for a wall splatting option is better than just right out launching someone here. And when it comes to dealing with power crushes, you don't necessarily have to go for the optimal button all the time. Because in this game, you can get an untechable throw on a blocked power crush. In specific stages, you might not want to go for specific punishes because, well, some are just more rewarding. And you can use this punish very consistently. And if there's a stage gimmick or a ward, you can fully take advantage of both of those things. Get a wall splat, wall break, floor break. The world's your oyster. All in all, punishing is a relatively difficult thing to get used to because there isn't really one right answer for every situation. It's a thing you feel out and you understand when or where to use specific buttons or throws or whatever. It's a difficult thing even for me, so I wouldn't worry too much about getting a wrong punish or no punish, as long as you obviously put in the effort to be a better Tekken player. And that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching, fellas. Check out my other videos if you want to be a better Shaheen and a better Tekken player overall. And have a good one.